Alright then. That was the weirdest, endurance competition. That was not supposed to be an endurance competition that I've ever seen. Let's get to this episode of Big Brother. Episode 17. This episode was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great episode, probably best episode of the season. Really, really enjoyed the episode. A lot of stuff I really enjoyed about it, and, there was a lot of really good stuff that happened in it. But I think the weirdest part about it was the ending. We're going to talk about that competition, in a little while, but let's first get to the beginning of the episode. So, basically, we see Jocasta. She's very worried because she's never been on the block before, and she is worried about this. And Amber goes to see Frankie, and he says he's sorry, and Amber says she is so mad at Zach. And now Amber thinks that Zach did this because he wanted to get into a screaming match with her, which, yes, that was the plan. Now, Amber pretty much knows that this was a plan. She's like, I know you planned it. I know you planned it. I know you planned it. She's like to Frankie, I know you planned it. So, she pretty much knows that they planned it. And basically, Amber tells Frankie that she was put up for personal reasons, which is not really true. She was put up because she was a good player and they want to get her out. So, Frankie tells her that it all has to do with Caleb. He's responsible for her being on the block, and he admitted that to her. Now, that's not necessarily true what ended up happening. So basically, then Amber goes to see Caleb, and she's trying to talk to him, and she tells him that it is a slap in the face, and he tells her it is her fault because she stopped hanging out with her alliance, and Caleb is having sex, and that's true. I mean, if you think about it, Amber was never really a big part of the bomb squad. She didn't really hang out with them that much. Amber and Christine never really hanged out with the bomb squad, and, they never were really they never really hanged out with the bomb squad, and, I agree with Caleb there. Now, Caleb's having second thoughts. He doesn't want her to go. He really does not want her to go. He wants her put on the block, but he didn't want her to go. He did explain this to Frankie before. Now, this does not make sense to me, Caleb. You want her on the block, but you don't want her to go? Doesn't make any sense, especially when you say, I'm done with Amber. That doesn't mean you're done with her. So Caleb tells Amber he is 100% sorry, and he wanted to keep his word with her, but the Alliance wanted to put her up. So Caleb then goes to see Frankie, tells him that Amber didn't deserve to go up, and he feels like a slime ball, and Frankie, on the other hand, loves that Caleb is taking responsibility for Amber being on the block, wants to leave it that way, and he tells Caleb that the reason she went on the block is because Amber hurt him. And Caleb says the more he talks to Amber, the more he knows they made a mistake, and if they make her go, he won't be in the Alliance anymore, and he will play by himself. So Amber's then in the HOH room, and is asked if she likes Caleb, and she starts to cry and leaves, and Amber confides in Christine that she doesn't like Caleb romantically, and it is really hurting her game, obviously. Which we knew this. We know this is true. And, Caleb's really upset, and, Caleb's, upset about this and everything, so Caleb tells Zach, Derek, Frankie, and Cody that they should actually try to keep Amber. That's what he wants to do. He wants them to try to keep Amber and get rid of Jocasta, which, honestly, Jocasta's a good player to, keep, because everyone knows that she's not going to leave, and they'll leave, and, the person that they want to leave, will leave. It's a lot like Spencer last year. Jocasta and Victoria are going to keep going up on the block because they know that whoever they want to get out is better than, going to get out more than Jocasta and Victoria, because they're very likable right now. So Frankie tells Caleb that Amber's going around the house telling everyone that he is her target, and Caleb's pretty pissed off of this. He leaves the room, and Zach thinks the house is going to blow up, and, so yeah, that was definitely very interesting, and that was definitely very, very big, definitely very interesting stuff there. Then we get to the Team America mission, and, I thought this was actually very interesting. Basically, America, the one that was picked was they want them to vote against the majority of the House, and basically they then have to blame 2 players that they vote against the majority. Now, this is a very hard thing for them to do, and I thought this was actually a very good thing that they decided to do. Basically, they're thinking, if America wants them to do this, it might not be the best idea for them to do, because if they do this, what it could end up doing, it could potentially hurt their game. It could really hurt their game, really hurt themselves as players, and it could just really, really hurt their game. So, they want to go ahead and not do it, and, Donnie tells them it's not a good idea. Frankie's on board with it. He really wants to accomplish it, but other than that, Derek's not okay with it. Donnie's really not okay. Donnie's the first person that's like, I think we should just not do it. And honestly, if I was in Team America, I probably wouldn't go through with it because it's a real risk to your game. It really hurts your game. And they've been completing these missions so far. So, I feel like Team America now, they're not going to get that 5K. I mean, they're doing these missions, then they get 5K, so are they not going to get the 5K now? Because if they keep excluding themselves out of missions, they should not get that 5K. And I'm telling you guys, if we find out that they get that 5K, that is not going to be right at all. It's going to be completely rigged, and I'm gonna probably do a rant about that, because they should not get that 5K if they're going to keep aborting missions. I mean, this one, yes, it was right to abort. In the end, they ended up not going through with it. I will say that right now. When we get to live eviction, we find out they did not go through with it. And honestly, I think that was the right thing to do. But the thing is, if they keep aborting missions, then just shut down Team America altogether. I think this might have been the last Team America mission, because they didn't show anything after this. So I'm thinking this might have been actually the last Team America mission. And I'll talk about why I think that when we get to why I think that. So basically, after this, what ends up happening is that, it's time for the live eviction, and Amber gets voted out unanimously, and she does find out about, I like the way Amber took it, she was real, she wasn't upset about it or anything. She took it very, very well. I think she pretty much knew she was going to be evicted, probably, which seems to happen a lot. I mean, a lot of people know they're going to be evicted, but she definitely seemed like she knew she was going to get evicted. You could really tell that she knew. Basically, what ended up happening was, she wasn't upset at all. She said nothing's going on between her and Caleb. Of course, Julie did ask her about that, because, Julie would ask her about that, and everyone predicted that she would. And as far as Cody goes, her and Cody are just friends. When she found about the detonator, she thought it was actually a good thing that they were working together. And we also find out that the detonator's next target is, Caleb. They said that to Amber, that their next target is Caleb. That's who they're going after next, and, that's it. He's basically their next target. Let's get to the craziest part of the episode. So let me talk about what went wrong here and why they should not have done what they did here with this part of the episode. Alright, so you know how they usually do those quiz competitions where they quiz them on things that have happened earlier in the season? Well, instead this time, and let me ask you if this is a good idea, they decided to show video loops of these things. Now, all they had to do was pay attention. All they had to do was pay attention to these video loops. It's one simple thing they had to do. Pay attention to the screen and watch the video loops. That's all they had to do. So when the time for the quiz comes around, it takes forever for them to narrow it down. Finally, they don't even narrow it down this episode. I mean, it takes forever for them to do it. And the thing is, here's the problem with that. The video loops, not a good idea in my opinion. Not a good idea at all with the video loops, because what the video loops did was it made it a lot easier for them to know the answers. If they would have not have gone through with the video loops, it probably would have been a lot less easier for them to go through with this. For them to go through this, it would have been a lot less easier for that to happen. So yeah, if they wouldn't have done the video loops, then this would not have happened. That's just all there is to it. Really, that's just all there is to it with that. As far as in terms of the video loops, I think the video loops definitely was not a good idea in my opinion. I mean, it turned into an endurance competition because of this. I mean, it took forever for them to get down to it. When they finally got to that 5-way tie, I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm like, are they going to go over or something? Because I've never seen the quiz thing, go so long before. I've never seen it this long. Julie got to fucking in 12 questions. 12 questions! It's usually about, there was one time last year when they did this, and it was a couple questions, but it was not 12 questions. So, next time you do this, do not do the video loop. I do not think the video loop is a good idea. Do not stick with it. I don't care if you think it's cool. It's not a good idea, and it's really dumb in my opinion. I'm not a fan of the video loop at all. I think the video loop's really dumb, and I'm just not a fan of it. It's that simple. I don't think, the thing is, I just think the video loop thing, it's not cool, it's really stupid. What they should have done is that they should have just done what they usually do, and then it would have narrowed it down to that. Now, the people that are left, let's talk about the people that are left that I think, and who I think could win it. Donnie, Nicole, Zach, it's Donnie, Nicole, Zach, and, who are the other two? I'm trying to remember who else is there. Caleb is there. And also, shit, who is there? Shit. I can't think of who else is there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to think. It was a 5-way tie, so I don't know. Hayden was the other one that was there. So it's the 5 of them. Who do I think is the most chances? Donnie is the most chance of definitely getting it. He's the first one. Because when he found out about this right away, when he saw it, he looked at the screen right away and said, "Hey, what's that?" And then everyone else turned around. So I'm thinking Donnie definitely is going to be the one to win this. As far as the second HOH goes, I really don't know. However, I think this might be the final week of the second HOH because, let's talk about next week. Next week is double eviction. When it's double eviction, that usually means they cut stuff and the jury starts. Because last year what ended up happening was they had, last year they had the MVP and the 3 nominees. And then the last week, when it was double eviction, they dropped the MVP and the 3 nominees and they just had 2 nominees. One thing they're going to do here, they're going to drop the 2 HOHs because they obviously can't do 2 HOHs, they can't do 2 HOHs on a double eviction. That doesn't work. They're going to drop the 2 HOHs, and what's going to end up happening is that, they're going to drop the 2 HOHs, they're going to have 1 HOH, they're going to drop the Team America twist, which honestly just needs to be dropped. If they're going to keep aborting their missions, there's no point in continuing the Team America twist, in my opinion. If they just keep saying, nope, we're not doing this, there's no point in, continuing for them to do the Team America twist. Honestly, I don't give a shit about the Team America twist. It's one of the stupidest twists they've done on the show. One of the stupidest twists since MVP. MVP was stupider, but this was definitely a stupid twist. All the twists this year, honestly, were really stupid. The whole double HOH, really stupid. I mean, I'm not a fan of this anymore, so... I mean, it was fun the first few weeks, but now it's the 5th week. It's getting old. I just want to see 1 HOH. I just want to see the regular, play, but it's not going to be that way anymore. The good thing is that they're going to drop it probably next week, but we'll just have to see. But overall, this episode was very good. Best episode of the season. Really did enjoy it. But just, why did they have to do that thing with the video loops? It was not a good idea, in my opinion. It did not work. I know they wanted to think it was a cool idea or whatever. For me, it did not work, in my opinion. I didn't think it worked, and, that's basically all I have to say. Let me know what you guys saw this episode. Who's gonna win HOH? Or who's gonna be, put up, as, nominations? What's going to happen with the double eviction next week? That's going to be really cool to see. Always love double evictions. Except when Alyssa was evicted. That was not fun to watch. That was not fun to watch last year. But that's it for my review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for tonight's episode of Married and You're the Worst. So I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.